So let's use the calculator and Excel to solve this little problem. So it looks like you had a loan, 79,000 for 9 years at 4.7%. You're making annual payments of 11,000. So there's a slick little thing in your calculator. Now I need to know how to upgrade my little spreadsheet. Anyway, if you go to a couple of things. First, we'll set our mode to, if we go down here to float, we'll go over to 2. This basically gives you 2 decimal points, so we're dealing with money stuff. And then over here, if we go to down to func and over to par, which is parameter, basically we're going to be creating a table based on the number of years and your balance, but we'll see that in just a second. So those 2 settings, then we can do clear, and then if you go to apps, finance, hit enter, TMV Solver, right at the top, hit enter. Now here we can enter the information from the problem. So the number of payments is going to be 9. Enter. The interest is 4.7. Enter. PV means present value, so the loan is 79,000. The payments you're making are 11,000, so we do negative 11,000. Future value means you want the loan to get to 0. Payments per year, 1. Compounding per year, 1. Okay? So that's your problem setup. And we'll do second function, quit, and then go to y equals. And we're going to set up equations. So here we'll enter this button here, T, and go down, and then apps, finance, and we'll go down to BAL, which is balance. Enter T. Basically, we've got X is time T, and Y is going to be the balance. And then we'll go to second function, table setup. So we're going to start at 0 and go up by 1. So that's counting the years. And then we'll go to second function. Let's do this first. We'll go to window. Oh. Window. So T starts at 0, ends at 9, step of 1. X goes to 9. Then Y minimum is 0. Y maximum is at 79,000. Scale at 10,000. This way we could, if we hit graph, here's your balance. It goes down, 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 down. But the thing for you is you can see second function table, and here's what your loan looks like. After no years, your balance is 79,000. After 1 year, so you pay 11,000 and you pay some interest, you're down to this. And then at year 8, you're down to 10,158. So your last payment of 11,000, what ends up happening is, after year 9, you're at negative 364.70. Okay, and what that means is, if you pay 11,000, you're going to be over by 364.70. So 64.70. Whoop. Which means your last payment is going to be less than $11,000. So for your total payments, you've got 8 times 11,000 plus a last payment of 11,000 minus 364.70, your total payments were 98,635.30. All right, so that tells us how much you paid overall. And so given this, we can figure out the difference in total payments, which will tell us what the difference in interest was. Doing this using Excel, I just set up a little thing here. So after year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I started at 79,000. Here's the interest rate. Here's the payment. So after year 1, what I did was just say, okay, D5, there's a cell at D5, so it's the principal times the interest rate, which is in E5, plus the principal. So at the end of the first year, I've got the 79,000 plus whatever interest accrued. So that's the total, and from that I'm taking 11,000. So I get this. And then in the subsequent cells I get, okay, so I'm taking D7, which is how much I have after the first year, multiplying it by interest, so the interest that accrued, add that to the previous balance, and I'm taking 11,000 away from that. So after the second payment, I'm left with this. Third payment, I take what was there at the end of the second year, add the interest to the principal, subtract 11,000, etc., 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 etc. And then when I get down to the bottom, what this right here is previous balance plus interest added to that principal. So this right here is the last payment that we make. So we've made $88,000 worth of payments. So 8 years at 11,000 plus 10,635.30 gives us 98,635.30. 98,635.30. So that's how we can work it kind of quickly using Excel and our fancy calculator.